Hey guys, me with a bit of a midday rundown. Just want to talk about a few movies I saw over the last couple days. I have a screening tonight, so I figure I would do it now. Uh, Obviously, 3D glasses. I saw the new Herzog movie today, and I want to apologize to Cineplex for keeping these fancy things. I think I'm gonna probably get a prescription filled for these one day. They're kind of cool. So yeah, I saw the Herzog movie, the 3D documentary about the cave in France and these 30,000-year-old paintings, which was quite breathtaking actually. Only Werner Herzog could get away with a documentary in this mode, specifically in 3D. I mean, if anybody else tried this, this movie wouldn't be playing at a film festival, let alone in a theater. It would probably be relegated to some sort of natural history museum. But how Herzog did this was quite brilliant, and it was really poetic. As interesting a speaker Herzog is, the most powerful images occur in this 15-minute montage where he just takes us through this cave and shows us all the images in the cave. Um, it was a really powerful film that was accompanied perfectly by I think a string quartet, which perfectly accompanied the mood of the film. As someone who's not especially crazy about documentaries, this was a fascinating film, and I would highly recommend seeing it if you can. I don't. I think in regarding a home release, it would get kind of lost. He specifically mentions the contours of the cave, and in 3D, it was kind of necessary to see them, to see those contours, because the painters, whoever they were so long ago, really worked within the contours of the cave and everything and the dimensions that were available to them to craft, as he said, almost proto movies, which was very interesting. Um, the movement was suggested and actually achieved through these highly skilled people, which again, considering 30,000 years ago, when Neanderthals were also were also on still a functioning species, along with Homo sapiens. It's definitely quite captivating. What else can I say? Yesterday, I went to the industry library and I watched three of the Wavelength series. Which, if you're unfamiliar with Wavelengths, it's the rarely talked about experimental films at the film festival. Now, to all those who are into experimental and avant-garde film, I do want to apologize. I watched them on a 15-inch monitor amongst a crowd of people who were watching other films, which was interesting. These people were watching them at 2, 4, 6, 8 times speed. I don't know how people can get a proper justification, proper understanding of a film by watching it so fast, but that's not the point. Some breathtaking stuff that I will summarize in my reviews. That some of them, I mean, the small screen didn't necessarily convey the idea that these artists were going for, but there was some breathtaking pieces. My favorite of the series, however, because there are 6 series, was the series entitled "Soul of the City," a real urban examination of the city and the parts of a city, and some really interesting stuff, some interesting technique that I would be really interested in seeing translate into actual narrative films, because this is what happens usually. These people are usually the cutting edge in terms of creating technique, and this usually wanders its way into narrative cinema eventually. It just takes a lot of time, but again, there were a few things that were quite captivating. Again, that'll be in my review. I think I definitely need to let all this soak in a little bit. Really quickly, a couple other films I want to talk about. Norwegian Wood. This was the Japanese film based on the novel by Haruki Murakami. And probably one of the films I was excited the most for in the film festival, and I was really disappointed. I understand people need to usually be familiar with the source material before they see the film, but this was a film that did not do the book justice. I don't necessarily know how this film even got made. If you've read the book, it's an interesting accompaniment to it. It's a good visual accompaniment, but it functions as a lesser Coles Notes, if you will, of the book. I mean, there are too often the film just sort of skips along the book's narrative and doesn't really convey the meaning or the sensual nature of these relationships. It was a bit of a miss, which is a shame. Again, I had high hopes for it, but it definitely missed the mark. Um, so that's basically what I want to talk about. As you can tell, I might be running a little ragged from the film festival. Couple days left, which is interesting and a bit of a relief. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves, as I usually say. So I've got to run to my last screening for the day, and I hope everyone's well. Bye.